Hey guys, so it's Lantern here. I'm going to be playing the Lantern Burning Pumpkin Brawls right now with my zoo deck that I've been working on for a while. I don't know if I'm going to win. This is Tom's a really good player and he's on Hatebears, which is more of a mid-rangey deck, which his deck is not perfect against. But it'll be a good run for it at least. I don't want to record it just because this is going to be probably one of the matches that I'm actually super serious in instead of joking around. So hopefully it'll be like a really good match. Anywho, yeah, let's see. Good luck, man. So we rolled a 15, that's good. 5 numbers beat it, but we're hoping he doesn't get that because if we get to win the die roll here, that's actually pretty huge into our favor, especially in this matchup. We need to be the aggro. We can't play the control in this matchup. They only have, what, in main deck, usually one term. I play. Looks like we won the roll. They really only have 3 Path to Exiles plus Swords as sort of their quote-unquote removal suite. This looks like a fine hand to keep. It's got no worries. Gotcha. So yeah, I don't know. I know this is being streamed right now. But we're and the hands are being shown, but I can only see what's in my hand, so I'm gonna just say what's going on in my head right now. This is a good hand, I think, in this matchup. I know he's on mid range. I know he's on Hatebears because I saw a stream on it. So these double Gold Clan Rampage is really good, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Plus we have a turn 1 Experiment 1, plus a turn 2 Boar or a turn 2 Loom Lion, which is something I prefer. I maybe should have gone for Arid Misa into the Loom Lion first, so that way I could have had a tapped land come into play. But, I mean, I think the life loss isn't really a super big thing in this matchup. So the question here is if I go for Loom Lion right now and then have this come into play tapped, or if I go for Flint Hoof Boar and just sort of like pump out the aggression. See, if I get another land next turn, I can drop a Tarmogoyf or do a Gore Clan Rampager plus the Loom Lion. So I think the correct move here is to Loom Lion, or not Loom Lion, is to Flint Hoof Boar. Yes, I could have a Hasty Guy come out next turn. But I think my stronger idea here is to go for this. Now, whether I go for the green or not, I don't know. I am rocking 1 Scavenging Ooze in my deck, so maybe I should probably go for mostly green. And I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Could bite me in the ass if he Ghost Quarters my Stomping Ground. But I think I'd rather be able to get Ooze mana up if I get the Ooze. And I got pretty much a free 2 points of attack here. I don't think he's going to block with the Noble Hierarch. I can't see any reasoning for that. And that'll be that. And plus, it lets me have a bigger body than just the Loom Lion. And I'm using all my mana. Rather, if I had Loom Lion and a Curd Ape, then I would go for that. But I don't. So we'll see if he goes for, like, a Ghost Quarter. I can't expect him Ghost Quartering until turn 3 though, when he's going to be able to get the sort of lock open with oh god, what's his name? Leonodon Arbiter, Leo, the Leo. Now he's definitely going to think out his plays here, and the reason being is really a simple reason. My lines of play are pretty clear. I'm the aggressor. His lines of play, not so much. I punish him for things. Yeah, and he's got to take away the life too. That's important. Yeah, so he's got the whole Leonora Arbiter here. This is when I start aggressing. hardcore, I think. I have the Path to Exile, and I think I should path him here rather than do anything else because he can't pay for it. And that sets me up for, I think, some stronger plays. Plus, I really would prefer not being ghost quartered and not being able to search for a basic. So I might have just made a play mistake. Actually, I probably totally made a play mistake. But I just want to be sure that that's what happened. Yeah, I made a play mistake. And it might cost me the game. I mean, pumping him into being able to block my Experiment 1 with his Noble Hierarch is not something I want to do. But for what it's worth, I still have the Gore Clan Rampagers here, and that's going to be sort of my my go-to card. And I still needed to get it off the field before that Ghost Quarter came down, knocked out my only Mountain Source, bringing this guy down to a 2/2. He's sort of my buff dude right now. I think Tom is running Tarmogoyfs in his deck. Luckily, I've got a Tarmogoyf to match his Tarmogoyf. I'd really rather get a land here on my next draw rather than burn or anything. Because it would let me Tarmogoyf or Loomline plus Gore Clan Rampager. If he taps his Horizon Canopy for anything but card draw, I mean, I still bring him down to 11, and that's important. And 12 is not a safe place to be at against this deck. That's really the truth. I mean, he's got Path Mana open. I've enabled the Path Mana open, but I mean, I guess he's got Path Mana open anyways with these Noble Hierarchs. If he drops down like a 4/4 Luxodon Smiter, then I should still be fine because I can Gore Clan Rampager over it, and if he doesn't block it, I can Gore Clan Rampager anyways. I'm hoping I draw a land here, so that way I can Loomline, get a 3/3 out there. Yeah, so he's got Tarmogoyfs. I mean, no big deal. His Tarmogoyfs are just Tarmogoyfs, you know? We have Bolt here. That's not, so that's something that's actually relevant right now. Think we're going to go for the Bolt here. Because he's boltable. And that lets us buff my army up here and get 6 points of damage in if he doesn't path it. I still have these Gore Clan Rampagers. I'm trying to hold them on because they're my sort of get out of jail free card here. If he decides to make mana with this and crack it, which I don't know why he would do that, it takes him down 1 life. He still has Path Mana open, but I mean, 3 cards in hand and a ton of mana, you know, he should have been able to play something next turn. He had access to 4 mana. Tarmogoyfing, especially when Tarmogoyf is only, you know, is boltable. Maybe he didn't think I had the bolts because he didn't know. He might think I have main deck. Let's see, is he flashing something in here? Okay, so he's cracking both of those for card draw. And that's a little scary, since now he still has access to 4 lands. But I think I've got the Gore Clan Rampager win here. I really can't see him doing anything that's going to be able to further his game plan while being able to block these guys preferably multiple times, plus having he sort of screwed himself with lands a little bit too. Horizon Canopy. I mean, he's at 5 mana. He could totally Baneslayer or something. Baneslayer brings him down to 1, or brings him by 1. Tarmogoyf is, I mean, it's Tarmogoyf. Sure. It doesn't do a good block here, though. It's a 3/4. And that's it. So I think we swing here. All out. And we see what he blocks. I mean, if this guy sets up blocks and does not path, I think I Gorklan Rampage or whatever gets through. I think that's the mode to play here. He could have paths. I mean, he could. But I mean, he could have paths. And if he does, I think we Gorklan Rampage or whatever he paths. I'm letting him choose blockers, though. I'm not going to go ahead and be stupid and put the Gorklan Rampagers out there right now. But I can Gorklan Rampager whatever he doesn't block. Yes, he could path it, I guess. Let's see. That he's at 6. If I Gorklan Rampager over the Flint Hoof with the Flint Hoof Boar, I mean, I'm gonna lose this guy. I think it's better for me to Gorklan Rampager on him, because even if he paths that, then that's fine too. I still have a Gorklan Rampager mana for I still have a Gorklan Rampager mana open. And I mean, his Tarmogoyf dies, so I'm bringing him pretty much down to where to Craps Field, you know. Let's see. He blocked the Loom Line. Okay, so he still has access to Noble Hierarch and the mana to draw something. But that's fine. I mean, we bring him down to 3 mana again, and I've got another Gorklan Rampager. Yes, he could have a path, but even if he paths, I'm about 90% sure I still have enough gasoline to go through it. He's at 3. I top deck a Bolt, I win. I top deck a Lightning Helix, I win. I top deck a Flint Hoof Boar, I win. He's still, I mean, yeah, he's definitely, oh yeah, he's got setting up the Scavenging Ooze blocks plus stuff. Land was not something I really wanted, but I suppose it can do here. I mean, I can Rampager over his Scavenging Ooze regardless of what he does, or I can just Rampager into what he doesn't block. I think I Rampager over what he does block, so that way even if he passes it, I get in for 2 with my Loom Line. I think that's the goal here. Because even if he does, I can Rampager and still put out a Tarmogoyf. And be like, basically, I threaten you next turn. It's just aggressive, and I'm glad I got that coin flip, you know? I mean, the fact that I had 2 Gorklan Rampagers basically says that this was bound to happen. Now, yes, he can... We're going to let him do his We're going to let him do it. So that way we can basically say, you used your mana, you got nothing left. Unless he has some kind of, like, pact that I don't know about. But I think that does it. I mean, definitely runs over a bunch. I mean, it runs over more than 3, doesn't it? It's a 3/3. Soaks in a couple damage. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to play anything because I don't want to... I've got enough here for lethal. He can put down some chump blockers. So I suppose I should... It's my only defense against mid-range. So, here's the question. I could put down something. I don't think he's going to Wrath of God. If he does, that sucks for me. But he could very easily put down 2 chump blockers, which doesn't get him further ahead. And it doesn't mean I ain't going to top deck some kind of, like, something to beat him with, like a bolt or something. But I think putting down the third, the third attacker. Yeah, here we go. Good game. Alright, so now what do we do? This guy's got mostly, what? I think he's got swords? I don't know if he does, but I wouldn't understand why he wouldn't have swords. I know Vines of Vasto and the Boros Charm should probably go in. It does more damage to his face, which is something I need to do. Plus, I need to bounce that Vines. Or I need to bounce the path. I need to make sure. I think he's going to be doing that. I'm wondering if I should take a Tarmogoyf, because I've seen the Scavenging Ooze. He's obviously got Scavenging Oozes. And he sticks one of them against my Tarmogoyf. That really, really sucks against me. So something I'm considering is actually taking out my Tarmogoyfs, putting in Scavenging Ooze instead. Should I keep my Burn? My Burn is really good against his critters, and so is the Lightning Helix. I mean, this is a complicated matchup because it's not your just average mid-range matchup. I could sneakingly put in the Qasali Pride Mages here, because they kill swords. I've yet to see a sword. I don't want to put Thalias in there because it's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt him. I kind of want to put the Pillar of Flames in there, but I think the Domries are a little bit better because it still lets me kill his mana dorks while still doing it. I'm going to rock this with only the Boros Charms, Scavenging Ooze being put in, and a Vines of Vastwood, and I'm taking out my Tarmogoyfs. This is a risky move. I don't like doing risky moves on high-end events, but he's got... I can't think that he's got anything less than 4 Scavenging Oozes, which I'd like to take out my Tarmogoyf weakness. I have bolts here, which is interesting. I'm gonna wait to see if he mulligans, because if I get I think I'm gonna go ahead and do something a little risky. I'm gonna keep this because it's got 2 bolts. I think the Hatebears deck really relies on its mana dorks, and it doesn't seem to have access to colors right now. So this makes my keep a little bit better. Ghost Quarter, let's see, does it kill a target land, not non-basic? So I'm going to go ahead and get a non-basic. Yes, he could Ghost Quarter it. But if he does, that ends up pretty good for me because, well, I've got a bunch of non-basics, and I've got a bunch of lands in my hand. And if I draw any sort of, like, turn 2 threat other than the Burning Tree Emissary, I'm looking at a pretty strong hand here. It's risky. It's definitely risky. But there's Noble Hierarch. That's fine for me because I'm going to go ahead and bolt the shit out of that thing. Lands are not what I want to see, but dude is got... dude's not looking good either. I'm going to put out the mountain. This might be enough to win it. Just if I keep him off of his mana. I mean, I know he's doing a weak mana. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done the Ghost Quarter. So keeping him off mana is I think the smartest move I can do. I don't like the fact that he's got more mana, but I'm taking out his mana quality at least. Hatebears is a very, very greedy deck. Plus Horizon Canopy hurts him, so forcing him to use it is not the worst. I'd rather see some kind of like threat coming here, like a Domri, or a Flint Hoofboar. These would all be good things to get. The fact that he's blanking right here, although this is starting to be crucial turns for him, and I'm not speeding out the gates like I'd like to be. Luckily, I'm one game up. Says to me that he's considering putting out another Mana Dork or something else. He hasn't flash put a land out there yet. But I'm not gonna say that I'm reading Tom well, because Tom is a really good player, and he will think out his plays before making any sort of play. He's the type of guy that would hold a land in his hand till after he casts something, because he knows I don't have a Spell Pierce or anything. So, although I could be secretly running Mana Tith, that would be some secret tech. He could be holding a land just to misread me information. I'd like to think that Tom knows that I'm a pretty good player, and I'm pretty good at reading people. But he's tanking here. He's really, really doing some things. He could be thinking about doing the some many Ghost Quarters. He's Ghost Quartering himself for mana. Now that's not the best play in the world. It gets him the correct amount of mana that he needs right now. Luxodon Smiter was not what I wanted to see. Burning Tree Emissary, not what I want to see either. This is sort of a piss poor thing. If I get this Luxodon Smiter out of the way though, I should be fine. He could just take it, which is always an option. And I think I scared the shit out of him because of the Gore Clan repertory. He's saying it right now, so that he might not want to take it. I'm okay with trading my Experiment 1 right here for the Luxodon Smiter. I mean, I have access to more Burning Tree Emissary. I guess that's more bears, really. It's a shitty hand. I mean, 5 mana is not where I want to be at. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch it over to blocks. But I mean, he can block. He can do the block of the thing, and I don't mind if he does. And if he actually takes the damage, that's actually better for me, because I won't pull the trigger on quote-unquote a Gore Clan Rampager, and I won't be giving him information that I don't have it then. If he blocks and I bolt it, I mean, that's clear information that I don't have it. But I wonder if he doesn't have any land after this. He did a risky move by Ghost Quartering his own lands. I would have preferred him to Ghost Quarter my lands, because I could have bounced back from that super easily. I'm just gonna go in for 2 damage then. I mean 4 damage. That's fine. 12 is an okay place for me to be at here. I hope he doesn't have any more lands. That's my real hope, because I mean, I don't want to pull the trigger on anything else either. If he puts out a Tarmogoyf, I'm in some real desperate shits. The best thing I can hope for here is not even Domri. Well, Path. I don't want to pull the trigger on a Path either, because then it helps him out of his land crunch. A Goyf here for myself would be fine. Scavenging Ooze is okay too, I suppose. I'm gonna get a basic here, because I have access to still getting a ton of different lands if I need to. And I'm gonna bolt the Scavenging Ooze. I really don't want him gaining any life. So experiment 1 is not the correct thing that we needed here. And playing experiment 1 right now is not what I want to do either. But threatening damage is something that I want to do. So I'm taking a risk. I'm being ballsy here. And I'm going to go ahead and speed switch it over to make him think I've got that Gore clan. I don't. I'm shitting my pants, really. If he blocks, the jig's up. I only do 4 points of damage, and he will eventually sort of just keep up a blocker and out-kill me. I wasted my bolt, quote-unquote waste, on the scavenging use. I can't let him gain any life, especially with the hand that I've got right now. So I'm being risky. Yeah, the jig's up now. The good thing is I'm keeping amount of damage up in it. Like if I get something like a flint hoof borer here, we're looking solid. Yeah, that Boros charm, we're looking solid. Oh, yeah, if I get the Boros charm right now, it's looking extra solid. I'm gonna crack it. I'm going to do this because, I mean, I'm playing an actual game, so I fucked up. Lightning Helix, that was not what I needed. It'll kill the spell skite. I mean, it'll definitely kill the spell skite. So the real question here is that's what, 4 points of damage, bringing him down to 2, or he can go down to 3. That's the real question. I'm gonna force it now, and I'm gonna think either I'm gonna shoot it at his face to bring him down to 2. And have him redirect it, which will bring him down to 3. It's still bolt range. And he loses the spell skite, or he takes it and goes down to 2. Either or, it forces him to that Horizon Canopy to be deadly if he keeps using it. And he has to take the 2 damage because he doesn't have access to blue. So if he wants to switch it over to the spell skite, that's fine. The spell skite dies. Yeah, so the spell skite dies, which means I get 1 less blocker in the way. I force him to use Horizon Canopy if he wants to do any sort of white shenanigans. I'm keeping this Verdict Catacomb in my hand. I mean, it's sort of pretending to be something else. The really thing is I've got him on this catch-22 because of this Horizon Canopy. I'm either cutting off his access to white if he doesn't, or he's taken at least 1 point of damage anyways from the experiment 1. Yes, he could block, but I've got him on bolt now. So any burn I top deck is game over. Any hasty creature like there's a lot of reasons he's dead now. It's definitely not a good matchup right now for him. Gore Clan Rampager, yeah, that should do it. I mean, even if he paths, it hurts him a lot. So we're going to see what he blocks here, and we're going to see if we want to go ahead. I think what we do is we go ahead and we try to do the trample. Because if he paths, that's fine. He takes himself a point of damage, bringing him down to 1. And I didn't get my basic forest because I knew there could have been a path sometime happening. So what we've done is we've cut him off to white unless he gets a land. Even if he gets the only thing he can get is a horizon. Oh yeah, he's doing the draw card, which is not a bad move. I mean, a tectonic edge, nice. Tectonic edge isn't what he wants to see either. Experiment 1 comes out. He's really awful, but it does threaten that if he does not put out a chump blocker next turn, that's good game. Even at 1 point of damage. So he's got to put out a chump blocker. So basically we're at what I like to call the arms race. I'm one-upping him. He's very close to death, not to mention pretty much everything on the top of my deck is live. I could have put out the Verdant Catacomb, but I'm still trying to fend something. Next turns, obviously, I'm not going to have anything in my hand. If he takes the shock damage, that's over. Kitchen Finks. Man. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to win off of it definitely sucks to win off of a land screw. I did play that correctly though. I mean, like I did bolt his mana critters and kept him off of his mana. Yeah, so I mean, like, that sucks. I did force him on the catch-22s. I mean, that's part of good playing, is to force him on the catch-22. But anyways, so I guess that was my first match of the Burning Pumpkin Brawl. Cool that I'm going on to. It sucks that Lay had to drop. Otherwise, I would have played him. So this is round 2 of my first match. Yeah, I mean that's good. This deck has been pulling its weight for me. You can beat mid range. It's just you've got it. You do rely on those Gore Clan rampages a little bit. I don't know. The Tarmogoyfs, I never saw any of my Scavenging Oozes or my Vines or anything that I sided in. So whether the Tarmogoyfs were I think my Tarmogoyfs would have been useless in that matchup. I mean, I saw Scavenging Ooze anyways, and I saw Scavenging Ooze in both matchups. So I'm pretty sure my Tarmogoyf was pretty useless in that matchup. Yes, it could have been big, but in this matchup, I don't think it gets any bigger than 3/4, to be honest with you. There's usually land creature, is it bolt? because of me. There's really, I mean, I think I'm the only one running any sort of sorcery. I guess there could be artifact in there, but So yeah, I think that was the correct play, is actually siding out the Tarmogoyfs in that matchup. It's up to you, man. Again, when you get to a point with a deck like I have gotten to with Zoo, you stop seeing correct sideboarding, like, oh, in this matchup I side this and this. You start doing it on like even what you see the players do, how they've been playing, as well as the cards that you are currently seeing cast. That's why I didn't sideboard in Qasali, even though I was thinking about it. Qasali probably could have came in over the Ooze, to be honest with you. I figured the Ooze might be better, even though I didn't see any artifacts yet, because I could suck creatures out of the graveyard that I probably burned, and make that guy a bigger threat. Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying here, like the 2 bolts on his bird was really what got me through the game, and kept the. I'm the beatdown in this matchup. If I try to go control, I mean, this guy plays a better control deck because he just has better blockers, like you saw. So I I had to play the beatdown. That's why I was being a little even ballsy. This matchup is not in my favor, but there's something I like to say, and it's if I haven't said this yet, it's basically there are 3 different ways to win a matchup. Doesn't matter what matchup, good matchup, bad matchup, whatever. If you see a problem in front of you, there's 3 different ways to deal with it. You can either, 1, find a counter to it. So, for example, if it's a counter spell, you counter the counter. Or if it's a burn, then you play Vines of Vastwood to get around that, to counter it. The other one is to get around it, which is to, like, change your main deck, so it'd be like, alright, everyone's running Rest in Peace. I'm not going to run Tarmogoyfs. This guy's going to side in Rest in Peace thinking, I have Tarmogoyf. Well, I don't have them. I got around it. I got around the problem. The other one is to just, and this is the one I don't like, but okay, yes, sometimes you have to do, just ignore it and just keep going. And that's what I did here. I saw that I had he had the better blockers. I had the maybe bait of I have a Gore Clan Rampager in hand. I knew he would be scared of it because of what I had last time, and just went balls to the walls and kept attacking, even though if it wasn't in my favor. But if I didn't keep attacking, he would have been down to 7 life. I wouldn't have been able to take him down with his land and just various little pings of creatures and burn spells, and I wouldn't have won the game. Really, he could have recovered. So really, that was the trick. Is even though I didn't have the advantage, I pretended like I had the advantage and kept swinging. Anywho, I don't know. I wonder who my next matchup is. I can't off the top of my head say what it is. Let me think about that. What is my next matchup? Savari. Let's find out. Whoa, Thera Spoiler 22. I feel like that's just lands. Deny. Let's see who my next matchup is. Deny. Uh, let's see here. Screw all the way down. So I win this one. I go up against either the Tanstar or Yarn. Yeah, I don't know either of those decks, so I'm not going to say I know what's happening in those matchups. Something I will note is that I think bad... I know SPC usually plays Assault Loom, or SPC plays Zoo. Those are the two decks that he rocks most of the time. He likes those decks. I know he's got Zoo and Foil back home, in real paper. My Zoo is just Halloweened. But if he was playing Zoo and Yarn beat him, then I don't want Yarn to beat Tanstar, because then that means something scary for me. I know SPC doesn't like Grulzy, though. I know he likes more legacy-oriented type of Zoo. So I don't know. I have no clues. I've got no clues. I know we see Nazarath, not Nazaroth. Mastodon, who I'm assuming is running Junk or some kind of rock deck. Martin McFly, I don't know. I've seen that guy wield some weird combo decks occasionally, so he might have something cool. And I don't know what these guys have, so it's pretty open right here. And I'm looking at that, and then somewhere over here, I really can't tell you what the future holds. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this game. I'm happy I won.